But first, Governor Chris Christie outlines a new energy plan for New Jersey, and he's leaving open the possibility for a new nuclear plant. He said a new one should be considered an option to replace Oyster Creek, which is set to close in 2019.
With our commitment to protect our environment by closing Oyster Creek by 2019, we are going to need all types of in-state resources, renewables, gas-fired generation, and nuclear to fill in that gap.
Christie said he would withhold endorsement of any idea until seeing a specific plan. Oyster Creek in Ocean County is the nation's oldest nuclear plant. Joining me now for more, Assemblyman Upendra Chivukula, who is the chair of the Telecommunications and Utilities Committee and also serves as Deputy Speaker. We did reach out to Republican Assembly, but no one was available for today's discussion. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Brenda.
Governor Christie's plan actually calls for more reliance on natural gas, which is cleaner than oil or coal. Do you think increasing gas usage is realistic, especially for the state right now?
No, the Governor Christie actually declared war on environment. Basically, we have a clear and present danger, what he has done. If you really look at the Energy Master Plan, it talks about the natural gas is less polluting, but it's still polluting. And if you look at the recent reports about what kind of respiratory illnesses people have, and it is sad that our healthcare costs are going to go up so much. People have asthma, people cannot work outdoor because of all this climate change aspects that we need to really think about. And especially when he talked about RGGI, withdrawing from RGGI, he has really put us in real danger. He declared war on environment.
Now let's talk about RGGI for just a moment. Now you do believe that that was, explain that to us and why you think that that is not a good thing.
Well, I think it's a regional compact. 10 states come together. Voluntarily, they put a cap on how much carbon dioxide they can produce. And if they have to cap it at 15% level by 2020, and if they exceed, it has to be traded in the marketplace. For every metric ton, you give out about $3 to $7, depending on the market. Just like a stock market, the prices go up and down based on the supply and demand.
Now, you believe that's going to actually impact national security. Why?
Well, you know, if you really look at it, 95% of our mode of transportation is cars, and the 94% of the fuel that we use is gasoline. Where is that gasoline coming from? Coming from hostile nations who are really putting our people at harm's way, especially in Iraq and other Middle Eastern countries. So we are sending billions of dollars, $1 billion a day overseas to get that oil, and they're using that money to fight our troops, and our families, young men and women, are at harm's way overseas. We joined with the Truman National Security Project, which is Operation Free. 800 veterans joined together. They said, we have to stop this thing. RGGI is a good thing for the state of New Jersey. We need to find a way to increase investment in energy efficiency and voluntarily cut down the demand for energy. All those things are talking about, this is tied to our national security.
Well, let's talk about a couple of other things in reference to energy. Do you really think that investing solely in solar and wind power is really going to be a sustainable option for us?
Well, it is definitely an option. It's expensive right now, but I think one of the things important is that it's much cleaner option. We need to worry about.
But is it affordable? It's expensive.
It is expensive. If you look at coal plants, if you look at natural gas plants, all of them are getting subsidies. Nuclear plant you talked about. Nuclear plant, in order to build a nuclear plant, you need about $12 billion. It takes about 12 years. And tremendous permitting process. What has happened in Japan, and to look at the disaster, what happened in 3 Mile Island. We need to really think about our energy master plan in the long term. What do you do with the nuclear waste? Right now it is sitting on site, whether it's the dry casks or whether it's in the wet wells, but it is sitting there. We have no solution what to do with the nuclear waste. So we need to think about when you're burning coal and you have coal ash, what do you do with that? So there are, if you look at the cost, you need to look at the A to Z of the costs.
But the governor says that New Jersey cannot achieve its 2015 or 2050 rather greenhouse gas reduction goals without relying more on nuclear power. What's your reaction to that?
Well, I think, you know, it's a combination of the things we need to look at, and nuclear plants, I'm not saying we should not build the nuclear plants, but we need to proceed carefully. If you look at the 2010 census, about 110 million people live within 50 miles of the nuclear plant. And so we need to think about that safety of our people also. And also, in nuclear, we need to think about what do you do with the waste.
Okay. Thank you so very much for joining us.